Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercrest, and welcome back to Let's Play Streets of Rage for the Master System. We are taking on rounds 5 and 6 in this video. And we got a nice little rendition of the round 5 theme from the first game on Mega Drive going on here, as we beat up a whole bunch of guys. You will be getting quite a few knives in this round. Quite a few of the Galcias in this round will be carrying them. And any insta-kills you can get will most definitely help when you're trying to get through here. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. So if you can grab a knife, you can keep someone on screen so that they drop the knife after they hit the ground. That definitely helps. Definitely works well against these guys in dark gray and blue, because even the knife will work very well against them. And also, I walked straight through that guy. That was amazing. I don't even know how I did that, but that was pretty much genius right there. I should mention that I take longer in the third and fourth videos of this Let's Play, going through rounds 5 through 8. The reason I take longer is because I'm trying really hard not to die, because it's really easy to go crazy with the grabs and get yourself killed when you don't necessarily need to. So, we now go from 10 minutes to like almost 20 halfway through the game here. At this point, I start using jump kicks on the Dominatrix girls, because just like in the Genesis/Mega Drive version, at this point in the game, there will be times where you will hit one of them with a regular attack, just a straight up walking up them and pressing button 1 to punch them, that they'll crumple to the ground and feign injury. Believe it or not, unlike the Genesis/Mega Drive version, you can actually do jump kicks on them and they won't do it, whereas in the 16-bit version they would. So you're not relegated to just throws and grabs anymore with the Dominatrix enemies. Now, of course, it takes a while because I'm relegating myself to throws and jump kicks, mostly jump kicks. But it helps out quite a bit, and I lose more health than... actually lose less health than I usually do, just from that. I actually decided to play it safe for the purpose of the Let's Play here. So yeah, if you run into the Dominatrix enemies in the second half of the game, don't just use your regular 4-hit standing combo. Just use your grabs, use the suplex, use the throws, use your jump kicks, and then take them down and keep looking at your score, and if the score changes, that means they're dead. It's not like Streets of Rage 2 where you get points for every hit you land on an enemy. You only get points when you kill an enemy, so make sure you keep an eye on that score and use that as an indicator for whether or not the person you just beat up is dead. Finding a lot of Galcias at this point now. In case you haven't realized, the game, the Master System version of the game, can only show 2 enemies on screen at any given time. And they both have to be the same kind. So you're always going to see 2 karate guys, or 2 Galcias, or 2 signals, or 2 dominatrixes. You're never going to get a combination of a Galcia or a dominatrix, or a karate guy and a signal, or a Galcia or a signal. They're both always going to be the same exact type of enemy. So it makes it a lot easier to memorize the levels, especially here when these guys start popping up out of the background. It's even worse in the Master System version because, again, in case I haven't mentioned this already, the karate guys are far more aggressive on Master System than they are on Genesis or Mega Drive. And once you fight off all the karate guys, you'll be facing Abadede again. The strategies you use for on him in round 3, they apply here. And I do get a few suplexes in, because I always hit him, try to get a little closer, get another hit in, get a little closer, and if I grab him, I do the suplex. Point blank. It is still very easily to get hit just by running into him. And sometimes I can get a good break and actually grab him before he can actually do the animation for the clothesline, and I can just do a throw on him, just like I did to finish him off. And no sooner do you finish off Abadede did you start seeing these guys show up. I actually stick to the standing combo here and try to keep these guys nearby around the center of the screen, away from the left side, because these guys can definitely get you even beyond the side of the screen. They're probably one of the toughest normal enemies to deal with. And there's some beef, so thankfully you're able to heal after you beat Abadede. I would recommend saving it until after you've beaten up the dark gray Karateman. So that way you'll be at full health after that, and you'll have more than enough health for this last section of the stage. Also try to save this knife here. There's another special attack. We actually managed to find a police car. Thankfully, you still have the same icons for stuff. You still have the gold bars. You still have the statuette of the three characters that signify the extra life. You still have the police car for the extra special attack. This is the only place where you see it. You don't see it in round 6 in this version. So at least you can kind of tell at a glance what you're going to get before you pick it up, even if the icons are really, really small. So at least Sega, whoever developed the Master System ported this game, they tried. I'm not going to sit here and flat out say that the game stinks. It's not really that bad, though it does, again, it does feel unfinished in some way. But what we do have, it can be enjoyed. Maybe. I kind of enjoyed it. Your mileage may vary. And then we're at the end, we finally start seeing the gray signals again. Here they are sliding around trying to hit me from like just off to the side because of how the hitboxes in this game are. Thankfully I managed to do pretty well here. And we should be facing the boss here after some more jugglers. Strange how there's only one kind of juggler, and it's just the ones that are in blue, black, and gray. You never get to see the red ones, you never get to see the green ones like you did in the 16-bit version of the game. You just have these guys in this one set of colors. And they can be pretty tough to deal with. Thankfully, you can grab them while they're juggling from the front. And here are the Blaze Twins. Unlike the 16-bit version, they don't look exactly like you. Blaze has her hair all the way out, while the evil Blaze Twins have their hair tied in a bun. I guess they wanted to make it easier for you to tell between the good guys and the bad guys here in case you were playing as Blaze in the 8-bit version, because, well, 8-bit versions of a 16-bit game, the graphics obviously aren't going to match the 16-bit version. So at least they actually made a concession there, and they actually did that to signify between Blaze and the actual boss. And here we are at round 6. We are back at the factory. And I'm trying to figure out what song they're using here. I want to believe it's based on Back to the Industry. Not quite sure. But I know this music wasn't in the original 16-bit version of Streets of Rage. We're also seeing a new form of Galcia. We're getting the brown ones, which I'm guessing are similar to the red ones we started seeing in round 6 of the 16-bit version. They take even more damage than the blue ones. And there's the only time we're going to see a can with a C on it. I want to believe that's supposed to be the money bag, or something that looks like it or works like it. It only gives you 1,000 points. But that's the only time we see that pickup. Also, we have something very similar to Crushes here. But instead of a Crusher, because that would be a bit much for the Master System, I guess, they shoot these little lasers. They glow for a while when you get onto the little panels, and then they shoot out lasers. They can hurt you for quite a bit of damage, but just like the Crushers in the 16-bit version, the lasers do hit the bad guys. So if you can time it just right, and the laser shooters are completely on screen, you can actually use these things to your advantage. And there's that nice suplex and the shaking effect again, which I talked about in the first half of the game. Really, really loved it. And here's the fat fire-breathing guy from round 4. Once again, line him up with you so that he's running straight at you. And then you want to jump forward and do the jump kick. Don't jump straight up and do the jump kick, because if you jump straight up, you are going to get hit. If you jump forward, you actually keep getting hit from happening. It's not like fighting Abadede like I did in the 16-bit version of the game. You actually have to move forward when jump kicking this guy over and over. The bosses are tough in this game, unless you know what to do. It's just a matter of trying to figure it out, especially when you're trying to figure it out on your own. Just playing this game is definitely a learning experience, especially when you've grown up or very used to the 16-bit version of the game. So, yeah, you're going to be in for a shock if you think this game is just going to be like the 16-bit version. Because it's not going to be exactly like it. Ow. The best way to get past the laser shooters, step on the panel, wait for them to shoot, and then as soon as they're done shooting the lasers, just walk by before they can shoot again. I always took advantage of that. It really helped with getting past them. And that dominatrix is gone, so let's go ahead and use the conveyor belts to the advantage. Just like in the 16-bit game, we do have the conveyor belts. They work just like they're supposed to. And it's absolutely crucial that you use the conveyor belts whenever possible to get away from or to get close to your opponents. I also like the fact that even when you're holding onto an opponent, you're still moving along with your enemy. So that's pretty nice. Also, I forgot to mention that you can hold up in 2. I may have forgotten to do that. I've noticed that if you just hold up and press 2 right when you're supposed to land on the ground, as opposed to just holding up and you keep on tapping the 2 button, if you time it exactly right with just 1 button push, you're far more likely to land on the ground and not take damage, and you just can hold up and rapidly mash 2. So that's something to keep in mind in case you want to recover from being thrown by a signal. And it's around this point in the round that I start using the lasers to my advantage, and it's actually really neat. Of course, I also keep getting hit by it myself, which is something I really do not like doing. But when in doubt, always use your standing combo. That is always the safest way to take down a normal enemy. And speaking of enemies, this didn't happen in the 16-bit version. We have the Freddy Kreuger guy showing up early, and there's only one of them. I managed to get him zapped with the little laser shooter a couple times, but he kept getting closer and closer and further away from the trigger spot when I kept suplexing like I am right here. And so I couldn't use the laser zapper there anymore. Couldn't use a little force field. But thankfully I was able to take him down really easily. And now we have yet another new enemy here, the white dominatrixes. Most powerful form of the dominatrix in the game, even stronger than the black ones. The ones wearing black. Trying not to sound like a stupid ignorant jerk here. And once again, using the jump kick and throw strategy with the white dominatrixes will definitely work well, because I'm pretty sure they're all going to feign injury and crumple upon the first hit of a standing combo. And there's an extra life. I'm surprised I haven't died yet in this run, but sadly I probably will. It gets really tough near the end. And, well, the whole game is tough if you don't know what to do. But once you get used to it, you'll more or less have a fighting chance with this game. Also, using the laser shooters here, using these little force fields to take care of the karate guys. And then waiting one more time to make sure I can pass safely. And then we're here. We got the pipe. That means we're pretty much close to the end of the level here. Stinks that we don't get to see the weapons very much. You're forced to use your hand-to-hand combat a lot more often in this game compared to the 16-bit version. But then again, I am used to the 16-bit version. I played it twice for the channel, and now I'm playing the Master System version for you guys now. And I guess I said you see the weapons a lot less because I'm more used to where the points where you can get a weapon are at in the game. Speaking of weapons, it feels easier to lose them in the Master System version of the game. I mean, sometimes I'll lose it after I get knocked down once, sometimes it's after I get knocked down twice. It's like the game just doesn't want to make up its mind. But thankfully I managed to keep it all the way here, where I get this beef, and then I can use it to take care of the signals here accordingly. More of the gray signals here, they always seem to pop up at the very end of a round, so whenever you see them, you know you're going to meet a boss very soon. And there's one of them down, but there's almost another one down. Now I got two more fresh ones to deal with. Throwing that guy to the left because in a game like this, you definitely don't want to be surrounded on both sides by enemies. It always helps to keep everyone on one side. And here's the boss for round 6, which is a totally new boss specifically made for the Master System. It's this rich Uncle Pennybags looking guy who runs from one side of the room to the other and shoots rockets at you. And those rockets hurt. You basically want to line yourself up with them, with the guy, and when he turns around, he'll actually move to another corner. He fires his rockets rather slowly. You'll get used to how he fires the rockets, and all you have to do is just line them up with where you're at. Just line yourself up with them. Trick him into that corner. Just watch his moves carefully. Grab him, do the suplex. Make sure to do that vault first. And then keep going all the way to the other side. He'll try to put himself in another corner, but you should be able to catch up with him and grab him again. From there, it's just rather rinse, repeat. And once you get used to it, you'll be able to keep suplexing him until the cows come home like a pro. And you'll eventually beat round 6. And next video will definitely be the last for Streets of Rage for the Master System. We take on rounds 7 and 8. Join me then. Until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care. Stay safe. Thanks for watching.